Welcome back. It's great to have you here. Today, as you read in the title, let's take a look at the SONAX Rain Stripe Remover. Who now says, what kind of rain stripe remover and what kind of rain and what kind of stripes? Well, the product is primarily intended for the caravan sector. And for those who are a bit into camping or have perhaps been to a campsite with a tent and noticed a motorhome, you might have seen that there are some dark stripes on the surface around the window seals. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. In any case, this is called rain stripes. And this is practically really caked on dirt that is not easy to dissolve chemically at all. And there is this rain stripe remover that also works with mechanical action. This means that it is applied to the surface using a sponge or applicator, rubbed in, and then you effectively have both a rubbing and a chemically cleaning effect. But this can also be well tested on different sealants on paint. I have already made a video about this, so feel free to check it out again. Today, I have brought you 4 products or 4 opponents. Let's take a look at them here on the hood. You won't see much, except for really nice round water droplets. So here you have the surface where I applied it. I will now show you a scene where I filmed the sound behavior. We have 4 products on it. On the left side is Brilliant Shine Detailer, and on the second stripe from the left, we have SONAX Ceramic Spray Sealant. On the third stripe, we have the Fusso Code F. I have randomly selected products that are very popular and widely used. We can also gladly do a second round of this. And on the right side here, we have the Fusso Code, the latest variant in the dark version. And here we have now simply run through everything again. You can still see a few last drops remaining in the shape of droplets. Here at the F, so all 4 here also at, look, with the Brilliant Shine Detailer all-time classic. The droplets slide over the almost completely dry paint. So very, very nice. Can it still do that? Can he still do it? Does he still want his big appearance? Takes everyone with him and then he's gone? Yes. And over here, CSV BSD, CSV Fusso Code. Everything has run off here as well. So now let's go over with the rain stripe remover. And you can already see here, it's not there anymore. But I simply transferred this into a small spray bottle. And you can also see this slightly sky blue liquid here, very, very lightly. Make sure to shake it well again before use or when transferring, because I will now show you a picture of what it looks like when the containers have been sitting for a while. The components will settle apart from each other. I have 2 containers. Take a look. So pay attention here when you use this. Shake it really well so that everything mixes. That's completely normal. This may be due to the formulation. Based on the ingredients, it is not a product defect or anything like that. It can simply happen. Therefore, make sure to shake it well again. Let's dissolve the sealant with this. We simply spray it on, take the applicator, and then go over it with the applicator. Simple. I have now set up a nice spray. Today, we are going to use it a bit differently than usual. So we are basically going to spray it on like a cleaner. You can see here now, it sprays very nicely. And now you might think, hey, you know what? You're just spraying polish on here. I'm going to spray a few times now. I would estimate that it's less than 10 ml. I've now spread it over the entire surface. We place the bottles up here. I hope the wind doesn't knock them down. And now, I take my applicator, make it a little damp, and simply spread the product on the surface without applying too much pressure. I apply it basically like a regular cleaner. I keep getting fresh product here on the applicator because I also have a bit of product lying around everywhere. This means that we don't have most of the product up here in the top right, but the small applicator keeps getting fresh product. And 2001 can work well on any surface side, on any half. It is important that you do not let it dry, otherwise you will have white streaks, even on the paint. So, that was basically quite easy to apply. And now, you can already see here, it dries slowly if there isn't enough moisture, and that's why it quickly catches water and rinses off. Let's take a look. So, the result is very, very exciting. I really have to say, the fusser coat is indeed, as we have already tested, extremely resistant to strong cleaners. So here, we still have the largest areas that have not yet been detached. Here we had a small spot at the F, a strip of brilliant giant detailer, and there were also a few thousand light residues, light spots. And now it could have the following code, namely that I perhaps did not work diligently at that point. And that's why we're just going to try it again, and specifically go over the areas that have been beading extremely well. Here we had another strip, and with the BSD, we had 2 small strips. I'll just put the bottle down and hope the wind doesn't knock it over, and now I'll just go over this again. So, or we can just go over everything a bit more. I'm not pressing down like a wild person here, just don't think I'm scrubbing it off, but rather just moving it back and forth, very simply. So here at the F, there was still a spot that was really doing well. The SONAX ceramic spray coating was the first to disappear here, and now we are going over the fusser coat again and cleaning it once more. You always want to know if this works with the product. Does it work with the product? Now we have a few candidates here with us. If you want to see more, feel free to write it down below. Maybe some of you want to see polymer net shield again. They were all able to cure for a really long time. So, they have been on for a day and a half now. Before we rinse this off, I'll take the bottle away and test it again. Now, everything is down. It's time for a shine rinse. So, now let's take another look at the situation we are dealing with. It must be said very clearly, and without any ambiguity, that after the second inspection round, things look quite different from what we initially observed. During the first inspection, we had a certain set of expectations and assumptions based on the preliminary data and observations. However, as we delved deeper into the details and conducted a more thorough examination in the second round, we discovered several new factors and variables that were not apparent at first glance. These new insights have significantly altered our understanding and perspective of the situation. For instance, we found that certain elements that were previously thought to be insignificant actually play a crucial role in the overall outcome. Additionally, the data collected in the second round provided us with a more comprehensive view, allowing us to make more informed decisions moving forward. This change in perspective is crucial for our next steps and strategies, ensuring that we are better prepared to address any challenges that may arise. Here, the small area has survived well. However, you need to pay attention to it. We now have completely fresh coatings on all 4 products. It's not about coating residues anymore. So here we are now working on the completely 100% cured fresh sealing product. And here is the result. I would say it's about 95 to 98% removed, except for the small spot where we could go over it again. So that definitely works. So, transferring SONAX rain repellent remover into a spray bottle works very, very well. You can spray it directly onto the paint. These are now my experiments. I'll say it again, these are my experiments. It works, but don't let it dry. I wouldn't spray it on hot paint. It dries very, very quickly. And here with wind USAN as well. It's not that it sticks to the paint in any way. Everything works. The problem is rinsing it off. I have that here too. I have already tested this before, also in another place. You don't have any white streaks or anything like that. For example, if you say it has dried, I rinse it off and then it dries again and you end up with everything covered in white streaks. That wasn't the case for me. That's why I'm experimenting here for you on this point. But keep in mind, the product is really primarily suitable for caravans. So whatever you do to your vehicle here, always at your own risk. I'm testing this out for you here. You can then decide whether you want to test it out yourself and experiment a bit. However, do so at your own risk. So really pay attention to that and stick to the manufacturer's recommendations, which I follow. It's a test for me, for you, and you are welcome to replicate it at your own risk. Well, it works in the spray bottle too. You can do that. But I don't find it so cool to spray it directly on the paint. I think it's better to spray it directly onto the applicator. That works too. It's still more advantageous to pour it out of the 3-liter supply through that large opening. So pour it into a small bottle or something like that, or a spray bottle, write Krausen and rain stripe remover on it, and then you'll know. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. So, fusser coat as wax. Fusser coat F, and also here, SONAX ceramic spray coating and brilliant giant detailer must ultimately concede as residue. Now a really nice summer breeze is coming in. I wish you a really lovely rest of the day. Have fun with the vehicle care. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, but most people message me on WhatsApp. Use the number. Send in your inquiries. Pictures are welcome too, so that I might be able to answer more easily. And then we'll see each other or hear from each other at the latest in the next video. I look forward to a subscription from you, and of course don't forget to give a thumbs up I will continue testing exciting things. And one last point, if you want anything removed here, any tests, or anything you want me to try out, feel free to write to me and I will create another small test group. Until then, ciao.